Well, probably would have went better with more planning.
Yeah.
Maybe.
The comments on it, the system seems okay. Um, I still do like Next better. I think I probably like Pathfinder better still, also. But it's fine. Like, the system seems fine. It's just, it requires you to be able to think on your feet and have a large pool of knowledge to kind of draw from, is a
Yeah,
problem.
which I wasn't able to do as well as I'd hoped.
Yeah.
But
Trying to bear hug somebody with a shield is pretty fucking hard.
well, I could see it. I
I
don't
mean, I
know.
would think that he would just like try to hit me with the shield. Like, I don't know what he would try to
But you
accomplish
had
with
a
a bear
weapon
hug.
and he didn't. So
A shield is a weapon. He already
I
proved that
mean,
by bashing me in the head with it. So
yeah, that's true. I guess I don't know. That
that's
was a
what I
bad
mean. It's
decision.
just like little things like that. And like the other thing too is you're relying on us to metagame certain concepts. When if you're not, then that's an issue.
What do you mean?
Like I could metagame the concept of me like, oh yeah, he's not going to kill Jarrett while I put on my armor. But like in a realistic standpoint, like that's 5 minutes that that guy has to like torture the guy below or whatever.
Yeah, well,
Like
I
I
don't
don't
think
know
about
what
those
that
kind
guy's
of
trying
things
to do.
sometimes.
Yeah.
That's why I don't DM very often because, you know, but I wanted to play this game, so I had to
Yeah,
try it.
it's fine. I mean, it's just like I said, the system seems fine, and with a little bit more planning, and yeah, I think this could have worked out.
I'm gonna go put myself in the stocks. No, I'm just kidding.
One of the things about it
Anyways,
is that they purport that uh, it's easy to play without planning a whole lot of stuff. Um, but I think some things that would have helped was be like have some specific um, stats for monsters that I wanted to use. Like I had some ideas, which I use those, but like I don't know.
I just got like the only thing that I could say about harshly about the system is I got kind of frustrated that like it seemed like all my abilities are useless. Like it
Well,
really
I
does.
agree. I mean, I know what you mean. Uh,
Like the idea is to make
I'm,
this a very open play field where like you can just kind of talk about what your actions are. But the thing is if they're putting a mechanic that says that you do this and it happens, there's no like there is no leeway on that. But the thing is you have to give leeway because that's what the whole system is. So it just falls apart at that point.
what do you mean?
Like like I said, like I'm trying to identify if any of the people here are like if I can trust these people, like if I think that these people were unjustly prisoned. And that's kind of what the idea of the ability for detect evil is that you can determine if you're helping somebody that you shouldn't be helping, you know? But the thing
Well,
is I have no ability to use that or it's not beneficial to me necessarily in this sense.
I mean, you
Things like
used it
the
though how it was intended to be used, and you found that these people weren't evil. So whatever they are in here for wasn't because they committed evil.
yeah.
So
But
maybe
the
they committed like theft, which isn't necessarily evil, and
well,
that's why they were in.
that depends on what they
yeah, like
thefted, you know.
because it was maybe they were stealing this because they were gonna starve to death and they were stealing food so that they wouldn't
And
go to
really
hunger or
Exactly.
something
like
like that.
what's beneficial about in this case where it's trying to be very hack and slash, there's no it's pointless for me to search for evil. Like I had to that was it's a joke, but it's true. I had to kill 9 innocent well, I didn't. I had to kill more like 7. But we had to kill 7 innocent guys to get this guy out, and I'm supposed to be the good guy.
Well,
like
see, I had already set my mind to this scenario, and I
don't you think that a good guy regardless if they were a paladin or not though would be like kind of aloof? Like they'd be worried about killing people that aren't necessarily evil? Oh, I got disconnected. Yeah, I got disconnected, I think. Mhm.
Out of the call now.
All right. Yeah, I got
He's
kicked
back.
out.
Oh, okay.
What I was saying is
Yeah,
that
I was just saying
oh,
that's
go ahead.
always been the problem with playing Paladin, though. Is
But
you
it's
run
not
into
even.
things that it.
What I was gonna say is it's not even about being a paladin though. You would think that a good person would still not want to try to kill people just to kill people. Like these
Yeah,
people
but you're
are
not
good
killing
people.
to escape.
Yeah, but these are
Well,
good
okay,
people.
first of
Like you
all,
wouldn't just try to kill them for no reason. Like
this guy, the guard at the desk in the front, was kind of an idiot, and he didn't think very hard about the fact that you might kill his friend if if he exclaimed, he's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" That's how he kind of reacted. And I can see someone reacting
and
like
the
that, like, "Oh God, what are you doing?" Like kind of loud.
yeah, but he goes, "Oh God, what are you doing?" And then he's like, "Intruders." He like
No, he
calls for
said, "Oh
backup.
God." He's like, "No, what did he say?" He's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And then he's like, "The escape guys are over here." That's what he said.
Yeah, it's
He's like,
like
"The escapees are over here."
it's like there's given that's the thing is it's not about being a paladin at that point. It's like I'm given no recourse. I have to kill these guys. Like it's more of a problem for paladins because a lot of times DMs misuse the moral imperative. Like the moral imperative should be there to make you question what you do more outside of combat than it should be inside. And where this is supposed to be all combat, like, but I'm fighting against guys that aren't necessarily bad guys. But I have to slaughter them because they're going to kill me anyway if I don't.
Yeah,
Well, you don't know that.
but that's no different than
Yeah, we
being a
do because they
barbarian,
tried to
right?
execute us. So they're either going to execute us at the stocks or they're going to kill us with their swords.
But at the same time, the people that these two guards that you came across in the entryway, like they may have alerted some other people who had come out there who may have not also not been evil, and you may have been able to talk them out of it.
Except we wouldn't have been able to because they immediately started to attack us. Even when they came out, how many
Because
times did I
you
ask
said
for
something.
how many times did I ask for surrender? I was like surrender. They're like nope, gonna attack you.
Well,
Like yeah, I know that
other
there's dead
patrons to
bodies. I
surrender were
understand
evil.
that, but
So,
Yeah,
like
the
the
one
dude with
guy
the
with the
pike
pike
was definitely
that came
evil,
out was evil. Yeah.
and the main dude was evil. So,
I can't make
you
that
have to
assumption as a
consider.
player. Like all I can go is I can go, well, all these guys out here, they just seem like soldiers trying to do their job. So at
Yeah,
that
I mean,
point, how
you
would
don't also need
I?
to make that assumption either. I mean, like when you told that guy, like,
So
you
you're saying
threatened
that
his you threatened his companion's life by or if unless he didn't stand down, and he's like, "Fuck that! I don't care. You're dying." That's basically his attitude. Like he didn't care about that other guy's life. He just wanted you dead.
uh,
So I mean, that was his prerogative. But if
but
it
that
had
was
have
the
been someone else,
prerogative of
they probably would have
everybody,
done
though.
it.
Except
Huh?
for these guys out here, they actually stopped. But like
Right.
everybody was like murder, murder kill.
Well, you didn't kill these guys, except for
Yeah,
one.
those two.
No, just one.
Yeah, we killed one guy out here.
We killed 3 guys out here. We killed the 2 at the scaffolding and one
Oh
guy
yeah,
here.
right in the beginning.
And then we killed like everything else, so it's just unfortunate. That's all. Like the
But we
thing is
also chose the story, and since
No, I mean, being a prisoner is going to put you in a situation where you're probably going to
yeah,
have to
but
kill
you said
captives.
who has you prisoner, blah blah. We could have been like, I could have been like, it's the evil dark knights of whatever. But I chose, but we like me and Will chose a story where it was like only the main guy that was corrupt, so that made it easy to make it where okay, well he's giving the orders, so they're just following orders now. They're just they're just all whatever their alignment is, and it doesn't matter because they're following orders. But it's the same thing when you're fighting in a war. Like if you're a paladin and you're part of a nation, and that nation goes to war, and you get conscripted into the war with all the other dudes, you're fighting in a war. You're killing people who aren't necessarily good or evil or neutral. They're just whatever alignment they are, and some of them are going to be good or neutral. You're still killing them because you're in a war. You kill them or they kill you, and that's the way war is. So.
Well, number one, that's part of the
Unless
lawful
you have a
aspect of it,
situation where they-
and number two, you usually don't make good nations go to war against each other. And even if you did, paladins could choose to not fight in the war. And they very well could, if they thought that it was that much of, like, against their beliefs.
Yeah, but just because the leaders of a nation may have more evil leaders than good ones doesn't mean that like everybody in that side's gonna be evil.
Right, but what I'm saying is you could
Soldiers are
abstain.
gonna still
You
be
were
random.
saying they get conscripted to the war, but that completely takes it out of the player's hands whatsoever. I mean, they could always choose to not fight in the war. They could be like,
What I'm
listen,
saying
I don't
is,
think
if
that
you
this
have
is right.
two nations fighting each other, there's gonna be good soldiers in both armies, because that's just the way
And
it's
at the
gonna
same
be,
time, this
and they're
isn't,
still gonna be killing other people.
at the same time, this isn't war. This is us in a fucking
Right, but I
prison.
was using war as an example where you're in a situation where it's kill or be killed, and that's the same kind of situation we were in. So that's the reason why we ended up having to kill good people. And they were in a similar situation to be in a war. They're their guards following orders.
And at the same
so it's
time,
kill or be killed.
yeah, but at the same time too, in a war, you also have strict guidelines. You're basically like, listen, you guys stand down or we're going to fight with you. They go, well, fuck you guys, we're going to fight you back. Okay, now everybody knows that everybody's going to fight everyone else. With this, it's not so easy because you're not being represented by a larger body, you know? Like your leaders aren't making the decision in this case.
Right, but what I'm saying is we were still in they're in a situation where they're following orders, or either that or they're basically.
But they
using
aren't.
us, and we're in a situation where we're just trying to escape to survive. So they just know that they were told that we're bad guys and we're prisoners, and we just know that if we don't fight them, then they're just gonna think we're bad guys and that we're prisoners. Then they need to stop us and kill us. So we're both kind of.
Yeah,
trying
but
to kill
there's
each other.
one of the guys in my chat, he mentions the rules of engagement. There's rules of engagement in a war. There isn't rules of engagement in something small like this. It's not like the thing is also is it's not kill or be killed. We killed 9 guys. Like, and we killed them in front of them and told each time we were like surrender. And so it's just
again,
like-
with that part, it worked with the guys outside because
Yeah.
they were good. It didn't work on the guy inside because he was evil.
I guess another
He
thing
didn't care
too,
about his friend.
what did our charisma do most of the time?
Huh?
Like, I felt like I
Sing
never
awesome
got an
songs.
opportunity. I felt like I only got one opportunity to talk my way out of something. And I didn't even talk my way out of it. I just, like, basically stopped these guys from approaching us. Because I held a guy hostage, which wouldn't even be a charisma check, really, if they cared about him.
Well, it is parlay. I mean, that's a good point.
Like, I didn't feel like I got to use that at all. And yet that's something that I actually put a lot of points into. And that paladins should put points into, because that's what a lot of their abilities are based off of.
Yeah, I mean it's odd that, like, I don't know how you're supposed to deal with that situation with parlay. I mean, the whole thing with parlay is that leverage to do it, but if you fail, like, I mean, it's a failure, but well, not necessarily a flat failure though. It's like something interesting should happen,
Yeah.
which I don't know. I mean, maybe they should have whipped out like a crossbow and shot you or something. I don't know. And then they might have got their friend killed, but
Well, they might go like, you know that we can't do that, or whatever. Like, they don't need to be like murder hobos about it, but there would be like a failure associated with it. They'd be like, listen, we can't let you do that. Like, just let him go and whatever.
yeah, that's a good point. See, that's the thing is that I'm not very good at DMing situations.
Well, you've been off for like a year, right? Something like that. You've been off DMing for like a year, right? Or something like
yeah,
that.
but even
So-
when I was doing it before, doesn't mean I was good at it.
Well, I mean, you get out of practice with that type
The
of stuff.
giant chip. The giant darkwood chip. That was awesome. What are you talking about? With the rockets that pushed it through the ice.
He's had other campaigns since then.
Yeah, I know. I'm just remembering that ship.
I don't know. It's just tough when you're not trying to metagame also. Like, again, because I can see all of this building, but I'm trying not to play off of it. I'm like, what has my guy actually seen? And you said that he got taken in through the front, taken to the prison and put in there, and then I basically saw my way out to the scaffolding to be hung.
Right.
So like I'm trying to figure out where I need to go, and then they're like, oh, you haven't found your gear. It's like, I don't know where my gear is, and I'm not sure that we have the time to do that. Like, I don't know how many people are manning this fort. Like, realistically, like, look at how many seats there are in the scullery. Like, like not
Yeah,
all,
14.
yeah, like, not everybody would be eating at the same time also.
They weren't.
I know, but that's what I'm saying is, like, if I see that many chairs, I'd be like, fuck, there's so many more soldiers in here, like, we can't afford to dick
yeah.
around.
Well, there probably should have been more, but I mean, at the same time, though, this place is not that big, so. And there isn't actually sleeping quarters like these over here are supposed to be cells.
Yeah, but people could come in from outside, like, maybe there's, a small
Yeah.
village nearby, or whatever, I don't know.
That's
Yeah, there was like 11 guards plus the warden plus the big brute guy. So that's like 13 people.
Well, and this might not even be like a mess hall either. I mean, it was in my case. That's what I used it for. But the
Well, they still wouldn't have a bunch of chairs there for no reason. Like,
unless it was repurposed, I don't know.
maybe.
But that's I
Like
mean,
maybe
I
if
see
it
where-
was for conference or something, but I would think that you would use the captain's room for the conferencing place.
Let me see.
It's fine. Like I said,
Probably
it's
is a mess
There
hall.
was
as
actually
much as
one other guard,
as much as I complained and as much as I have a headache right now. Like it actually, the system worked fine and it was still a fun session. It's just I felt powerless at times to stop what was actually happening, which kind of is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Part of it is just that the
I can
session was
tell.
designed before we made our characters too.
Yeah.
So like, if you make a session where it's like your prisoners that are about to be executed by these guards, and then someone rolls a paladin, and your mission is to escape, and the guards are trying to kill you, you're gonna end up killing people. And then we just decided a story that ended up making it be where only the captain is the only bad guy, so and he's the one that they follow orders from. So at that point, it was like, well, it's hit or miss whether or not they're evil. So that's why we ended up having to kill good guys.
But I
So
mean,
it just played out that way.
if you want to run this again though, Jeremy, whatever. Like I'll play it.
Okay.
Like I'm not
we should give XP for
like
the session.
I'm not super excited about it. Like I said, I'd rather play D&D next or maybe Pathfinder. But I mean, if this is the type of thing you want to run, it seems interesting enough. It's just I don't want to play it on Fridays because again, I want to
Okay.
keep our Pathfinder going. We've been at that for like a year and 3/4 now, maybe even closer to
Yeah.
2 years. Like I don't want to
And
just
I'm getting
abandon that.
excited because
Yeah. I know.
the story is
I-
getting cool.
yeah.
And
I
Well,
still wanna-
everything's coming to a head is the big thing, and I really want to, like, that's the big thing is to some extent, I'm kind of getting burned out on it and like trying to find other things to do, or like I'm kind of busy. But at the same time, I want to get to a point where I feel like you guys have completed a story arc, where you guys can feel a sense of completeness with it. You know what I mean? Like you're not just
Okay.
cut off.
I got to ask some questions. Did you learn anything new and important about the world?
Well, most of the things, because I wrote about the world, so.
I mean, in this session.
We established what we did learn. We did establish some characters. Like we had established Jarrett as being an important banker for the Adventure
Yeah.
Society. We established
Was it
Janos,
who-
and he has some sort of network that controls some of the law enforcement of the area.
Okay, so you got 1 XP for that. Did you overcome a notable monster or enemy? I would say yes.
2 of them.
So
Brute
that's 1
and,
XP. And did we loot a memorable treasure? I would say probably not.
Yeah.
All right, so you get 2 XP for the end of the session, and that puts you at 7.
At 7.
That's the other thing too. I would have looted, but again, I felt like we were on a timetable because I didn't know how many people were in this place. So it's like
Yeah.
I find that's actually a big issue with some of the more recent campaigns I've been in and that I've seen online is you get this feeling like you don't have time to loot at times, or that it's not the appropriate time to loot.
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna say that you found a pouch of coins on Daryl.
Okay. How many?
20 coins.
All right. You want to split it up, John? 10-10?
Sure. Sure.
Alright. I
But
guess
I
I'll put
wouldn't
it in
call
the
it
inventory,
treasure.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't call it notable treasure, but that's fine.
Yeah. All
Alright.
And did you add your 2 XP for indecession, Will?
Yes.
Huh.
3 failures, 2 XP.
John had 5 failures.
Yeah.
1 more XP, you'll level, John. Although leveling involves resting, so you have to at least rest.
Yeah.
What's
If you rest for 1 day, you get all your health back too, which is cool.
Yeah.
What's the level? Or how do you get levels?
It's 7 plus your level.
Yeah,
7
7
plus
spend
your level.
current level.
To get, and then you remove.
Okay, so you
7
actually
plus your
spend
level
them.
from your experience.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, you not directly. You spend 7 plus your level to level up.
Yeah.
You don't spend
And-
moves or anything. And then you get 1 stat point, you get 1 move, and
Some
Is
other
it?
shit. That's not really relevant right now, but
yeah.
yeah, it seems really similar to like the Dragon Age RPG that I was seeing sometimes. Except like in that game, if you roll like doubles with your dice, like special things can happen. But yeah, like I said, it seems like an okay system.
Well, one of the things that made me really excited to play it in particular is like, first of all, the game seems like out of combat, it's going to be basically the same as D&D because D&D out of combat, you have a lot of freedom, you do whatever you want, and every once in a while you have to make a skill check, and that's it. But then in combat, it slows down to this like it's like if you have a open freeway and traffic's going fine, when you hit combat, it's like you hit like a traffic jam and 1 lane traffic, and it's just like one person goes, they're gonna try to move and do some damage, and the next person goes, they're gonna try to move and do some damage, and it's just like I don't know, like I feel like if I was a player, I probably would have done some things different in some of the situations, but I used to play games like that though.
It's hard to establish action economy though. Like what can I actually reasonably do in a turn? Or like with these rules. That's one of the big problems that I have with the action economy in this game, but it doesn't seem like too much of an issue right now.
I mean,
like, I'd
it
be
is
like-
kind of confusing, like to think about when someone goes. It's a little difficult as a DM because you got to consider like if you're making your enemies move enough. Like the way it works as a DM is that
Well,
basically when you roll a 6, I pick a move, a DM move, which there's like a list, and most of them I didn't even really look at it most of the time because it's all pretty self-explanatory. But then if you present a golden opportunity, that's another time I make a move, or when everyone looks to me to find out what happens. So like if you guys aren't saying anything, like okay, something happens. Like that's how it should be.
Hmm.
But in practice, it's not as easy as it sounds.
Alright, well, I am going to actually cut the stream for now. Thanks everybody who joined in. You got to hear me complain a lot. But as I mentioned before, don't take that as too much against the system. Like I tend to find faults in a lot of shit. But the system seems fine and I had fun with the adventure. I think with a little bit more prep time, we definitely could have made this a lot tighter. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and pop off the stream.